attention has gone to getting the right balance of carbohydrates, protein, and fat in our diets for optimum weight and health. But a lot of the important aspects of nutrition have been left out of the conversation. So with us today to help us find that balance is Rita Carey-Rubin, registered diabetes educator, goodness, and nutritionist and host of Yavapai Regional Medical Center's Your Healthy Kitchen. Great to have you back with us, Rita.
Wonderful to be back. Thank you.
Okay, so obviously you have a lot. These all look healthy. All these foods look really healthy. What are some really important things that we need to be looking for in our foods, Rita?
Well, like you said earlier, we concentrate so much on carbohydrate and fat and protein, but which is important.
Sure.
But I think what's more important are the foods that we put on our plate and where we get those carbohydrates.
And if we want to eat them, and if it looks good, and all that kind of stuff goes into it, right?
Absolutely.
But I mean, getting a balance, you're right, of everything. Give us a hint. Where do we start?
So, first start with healthy foods. So, do you get your carbohydrates and fats and proteins from a burger and fries? Or do you get those
That's bad, right?
No, that's so good. Occasionally.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or do you get those carbs from beans and lentils and fruits and veggies, and your fats from olive oils and nuts and seeds and avocados, and you get your proteins from beans and lentils and fish, kind of more of a Mediterranean style diet.
Because all those foods are just like naturally imbued with this kind of thing, and some are very surprising, the kinds of proteins, carbs, etc., that are in them together. They kind of work together.
Sure. Yeah.
So you're going to make a delicious curry dish for us today.
Turn our stove on
that
here.
has all of these things in that you were talking about. And by the way, we have the recipe on Facebook, so people can look that up afterwards. Because sometimes it goes so fast, they like, how did they do that?
How do you do it?
Right.
And I think also what's important is how we cook those foods and the herbs and spices that we use to flavor them, because actually herbs and spices actually can have a really powerful effect on our health, and are really part of a really big culinary pharmacy. We're having a little technical difficulty here.
The stove doesn't want to play.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
So flavor your foods with fresh herbs and spices. They have a really powerful medicinal quality, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. They can actually even help us with our, the general wear and tear in our bodies as we age.
Which is really important, I'd say, because we do get a lot of wear and tear, and if foods can help keep those cells happy and the DNA going well, I tell you, I love it. Okay, so I think we have our stove cooperating now.
So we're going to make a little curry.
Okay,
a little vegetable curry, which uses spices that are really, really medicinal. Lots of anti-inflammatory, antibacterial actions.
That's big, isn't it? The inflammatory is the cause of so many diseases and things.
Yeah, it's the base of things like heart disease and diabetes and obesity, cancer even.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this stuff curry can get it down? Okay.
Yeah. So, typical ingredients in a curry might include things like mustard seeds and garlic and ginger and turmeric, depending on where the curry's from, maybe some fenugreek or garam masala, but all of those are
They sound really exotic, but I know you can get them at the farmer's market and fresh, a lot of fresh stuff.
Yeah, get them in any grocery store.
Sure. It looks like you're using coconut oil.
We're going to use a little coconut oil, and you start with a little bit of fat, so it could be coconut oil, it could be olive oil, and we're going to toss in some fenugreek and some mustard seeds. And as this heats up, those seeds will start to toast and pop a little bit.
But it's not popcorn. This is just getting them kind of brown. So do they have more flavor that way?
They do. It brings out the flavor. And fenugreek's a very interesting little spice. It's actually really high in nutrients like iron and selenium and magnesium, and it's actually been shown to help lower LDL, the bad cholesterol. It's been used to help lower blood sugars, and so it's very useful in diabetes. So
I tell you, I don't know if I can remember all this stuff. But the fact is, like you're saying, what a good way to remember it is just get really good fresh. You can tell if obviously, a big hunk is not going to be good nutrition, or like you mentioned, a burger or something.
Right.
You may get a few things in some of those, prepared foods, whatever fast foods we call them. But man, when you get ingredients like this, you know there's got to be just great stuff in
Oh,
there,
there
right?
is. And you know, and it's fresh, and it's delicious, it smells great.
Look at the colors
yeah,
in that. It's
isn't that pretty?
gorgeous, yes.
So we'll add, this is some chili powder, some turmeric, and some ground coriander that we're going to add in there, and also just some chopped up garlic and some ginger. And those are basic ingredients in a curry. You can also buy pre-made curry powder, which works just fine. But if you make your own, you can individualize it a little bit. So say you want a little less ginger or a little more garlic or a lot more chili powder, you can really
nice.
figure
You can adjust it that way.
adjust it, figure out what you like.
And you know, you can get a lot of this stuff in, you know, tins, like canned powdered stuff, but I love the fact that you do it fresh.
Yeah, and I think it tastes better.
And it smells better.
It smells amazing,
It's
doesn't it?
just more fresh, and you do have more flavor than you do, I think, with, you know, your pre-powdered, you know, canned kinds of things.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got
So
garlic
we're basically going to
and
cook up all of our spices. So we've got the turmeric, the chili powder, the coriander, garlic, ginger, mustard seeds, and fenugreek in there.
All right.
And once that starts to cook up, really
we'd
simple.
like it to.
Yes, it's taking its time.
We'll
this
pretend it
morning.
will.
That's okay.
Okay.
And
But so you just kind of brown those up a little
brown
bit.
those up a
you know,
little.
when they start sizzling. All right, and then tomatoes.
so we've
that
got some
looks
grape tomatoes that I just sliced in half.
You know, I cannot eat a tomato without salt and pepper, and I know that's really bad, but this is a great alternative to use different spices and kind of cook it in. So I imagine it absorbs the flavors better, does it?
And I actually use salt when I cook. But when you have lots of fresh ingredients and you have other spices, you don't use as much salt.
Because it takes the place of that. Because we do need kind of that flavor, I guess, to get, you know, get our palate excited, sort of a thing.
Yeah, salt is a flavor enhancer. And but you don't need so much of it when everything is fresh and you've got other things going on in there, other spices.
Right, okay, so then at some point, how do you know the tomatoes are ready?
You just saute them a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to add some red lentils, which are really fast cooking.
I don't think I've ever seen red lentils. You always see the green kind for soup and stuff.
Yeah. So
what do
these are really a little bit sweeter and faster cooking than the green lentils. They cook up in about 10 minutes.
And very charming. I mean, I love that bright color. And when you're
Aren't they
talking
beautiful?
curry, you think of bright colors, don't you? You know?
Definitely. And with that, the lentils, we'll just throw in some water.
All right.
And what we would do is just let this cook, bring it to a boil, and then cover it and let it simmer. And most of that water will absorb into the lentils. And when that's almost done, we'll add some cauliflower.
Okay, we'll pretend like we
Yes.
should we cover it? Oh, we're not ready yet.
We're not ready yet.
We're gonna okay.
And some green peas, and top it off with a little bit of chopped cilantro or some
To garnish.
plain
Okay, you ready to
yogurt,
unveil the TV
and it
magic?
will look like that.
Da-da-da-da. Okay, that is absolutely gorgeous,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And
Goodness.
it's just delicious.
All right, we'll pretend this can just cook away. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Again, I think part of the eating pleasure, besides the nutrition, is just the color you get and the textures.
Yeah.
And with this, with the lentils and the cauliflower and everything, you're definitely getting all that.
Yep.
This is going to make you healthy.
It will.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Rita Carey Rubin, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
Thanks,
Don't
Andy.
you go away. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Morning Scramble.